Hi, you guys. This is AL Thick Madame and Cinnamon Sugar. You might be able to see it now because of the light that's coming in. Earlier, when I was trying to do this video, you couldn't even see like that. So y'all probably can see Cinnamon Sugar a little bit now, the edges and whatnot. But anyway, y'all, I have had a long week, and I'm very, very glad that it's over with. You better not even try me like that. So anyway, I'm on my way home. I am leaving from picking up some lunch, and I already dried my clothes because y'all already know landlord done did everything but the stuff she need to do. Anyway, so let me tell y'all about what's all been going on. Okay, so yesterday I went to the festival. I thoroughly enjoyed myself. My friend showed out. I think it's because she got drunk. Because any other time, I don't think she would have done all of this. I'd have missed this light, and that's all right. So, yeah, y'all. I'm talking about she showed out. She was showing out. Like, even though if she says something, she stands on what she says. But when it comes to like dancing and doing stuff like that, she ain't really like out there like that. Like me, I ain't really out there like that. But if they would have played the right kind of songs, I would have set it off on the left, right, front, and back. I ain't gonna lie to you. I probably would have set it off. I stood up a couple of times because they kept on, the people kept on pulling on me to get up. And I'm like, somebody please, y'all leave me alone. Just leave me alone, y'all. I know I look so down to the ground. I already know I'm still tired. I'm very exhausted. Please give me grace. This has been an extremely long week, and it's about to start over again tomorrow, even though it's not my first day of the week. But this is the first week that I'm at the top of the rotation list. So yeah, the trying is about to start. They already tried me on yesterday when I worked. So yesterday is supposed to be my last day of the work week anyway, but this is what happened. Y'all, I got to work, and I'm like, okay, why is my name not on the paper? When you first come in, the first set of papers that you get to, the schedules, they are for the new department. So I already knew I was supposed to be in the new department, and if I don't see my name up there, I'm going to naturally think that, oh, y'all must have changed it, so now y'all got me working like in my department or somewhere upstairs, right? Oh no, that's not even what's going on. My name ain't on the schedule at all in that capacity. And I'm like, okay, wait a minute, what is going on here? I had to go to ask the people who make the schedules what's the meaning of all this, because eventually when I do locate my name, it's in an area that says I called off. Now y'all know yesterday was not Sunday, and I've been telling y'all, or I think I have been telling y'all, whenever the last few times I did do videos, telling y'all I was going to the function on yesterday, that I was calling out. I've been struggling with whether or not I was going to call out for Sunday and Monday so that I could get my 2 days off finally since my new schedule started. But I just decided, let me just do today, and that's it. And I was going to wash my clothes and do whatever else I need to do. Unfortunately, finishing my hair was one of those things, because when I went to the situation, luckily it was freezing. So I had this hood on the entire time. Yeah. At first it was to help to shield me from the sun, from like blinding me. But I was sitting in the sun on purpose because it was cold. It was ridiculously cold. By the time I left, I could see my breath, and I didn't even know it had gotten that cold around this time at all anyway. So yeah, it got really cold. I'm gonna get into that. I'm gonna get into, the function a little bit, but let me go back. So when I went to work Saturday, came in, my name ain't nowhere to be found, and then I'm asking them what's going on. Like, I'm very paranoid, so I know for a fact that I checked 5 billion times before I submitted my call out to state that I'm going to be off and I'm calling off for Sunday, right? Sunday is when I go to the top of the rotation list, which is today. I would have been assigned to work today. And I would have been putting in my 7th day off for Monday as usual anyway, whether I'm at the top of the list or not. But anyway, since I knew that I was not going to be in any condition to come into work today, I said, no, let me just go ahead and call out. And I had been saying for weeks, I've been telling people for weeks I wasn't going to be there. People who I knew were going to want the overtime. So I took it upon myself to go on ahead and put it in so that they can sign up for it. Well, my mistake, because I should have just waited until I got to work Saturday and then put it in, even though you don't have to give them any more than 2 hours notice. But I like to do it way in advance, so you can't lie and say, oh, well, you didn't do it, or the system could be down or something ignorant pop on. I ain't got time for nothing. I ain't leaving nothing up to chance. I'm sorry, I'm just not. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm on the way home, y'all. So they look in the system, realize they looked at the date wrong, and they put yesterday's date in there and printed it off and made everybody, even the supervisors that were in attendance, think that I wasn't at work. And I'm looking like, baby, don't nobody have time for this. Where am I supposed to be at? And I need my last day of the work week. You know what I'm saying? Even though I didn't want what was going to happen after that. So they ended up sending somebody home who was going to have to stay over. The person who was above me Saturday, he ended up only working 4 hours, because had I not shown up and it really was a true call off for Saturday, he would have had to work 12 hours. So he went home 4 hours after we got to work. I ended up pulling a 12-hour shift. And I'm like, dang, of course, I need to do my hair. Like, I need to finish my hair. Wait a minute, did I need to finish it? I need to finish my hair. I had like maybe 4 or 5 more rows left to do. And I take my time, and the most be going on sometimes too. So I just be like, man, I ain't as fast as I used to be. I ain't Speedy Gonzalez with the fingers no more. Getting older, my back hurting, like my arm hurting, my fingers cramping up. Like, I ain't got time. I'm tired. So everything is taking longer. Okay. Now, y'all, it got to a point where I'm late getting to the event. And when I say late, when I stopped doing my hair because I didn't even finish my hair before the event, y'all, that was so embarrassing. I ended up putting on my Alabama multifunctional headband or whatever, because that was game day. I ain't got no ASU stuff like that. Like, it's hard to me. It's hard for me to find Alabama State University items, depending on what it is. Especially if I do find them, they need to be of a certain standard for me to live for. And yeah, I don't like that. That's one thing I don't like, because a lot of people feel like I'm over here representing the school I've never stepped foot on their campus. And I went to and am a graduate of Alabama State University, and I'm like, I fully understand that. I do have some ASU stuff. I'm talking about down to umbrellas and everything else, baby. But when it comes to the purses, like, I be wanting Alabama State purses that are really cute. I don't want just a tote. I be wanting really cute, on the same level as the Alabama bags and stuff. I be wanting all of that. I be wanting every single last bit of those things. They don't be having all that stuff. They be making me mad. And then, like, when I load up on the Alabama stuff, people make it seem like I only represent Alabama. I'm like, no, I don't. But they don't have stuff that I want at all, or is not up to what my standard is. If I'm gonna buy it, I want it to look a certain way. So anyway, I put my little rag on. It's right here. No, it's probably at the bottom of this thing. Put my little my multifunctional thing on. So all of these locks at the time were just all straight, hanging down. I hadn't done this to it. Y'all, I'm gonna have to go back through this if I feel like it, and twist it again, because I was twisted in one direction and it looks different from the way that it really should look. But in all honesty, I really don't care. So I'm like, baby, my hair look better than what it was looking like. You better be glad to have gotten this. So yeah, y'all. Thank the Lord, I'm almost to the house. I am starving. So yeah, had to work, and I'm like, of course y'all would try me on the day that I'm trying to get out of here, because in my mind I was like, okay, I gotta go to work. I gotta work Saturday. Woo! Hopefully we got our weekend coverage so I can go on ahead and just go to the house and finish my hair. Y'all, it would have taken me no more than an hour and a half, 2 hours tops to finish my hair, to do it the way I wanted to do it. And that is kind of, it probably would have actually included me twisting this up, because I was just talking about finishing the install. I hadn't even finished the install. I had all this right here to do. I had like 4-5 rows left to do. So, child, I done got to the house because it's after the time, and I'm like, man, y'all stay trying me. Like, y'all really stay trying me. Could you go, baby? I should have whooped in front of you. She old too. Her car is cute, but I should have whooped on in front of her. I probably would have scared her, so now I'm kind of glad I didn't. But anyway, so y'all, I'm just like, somebody please. Somebody please. And I was tired. Oh my gosh. Didn't get that much sleep. Y'all know the foolishness always is ensuing above me. So I was lucky to have gotten the sleep that I did get. Now I told y'all I do not like going to work, having to pull a 12-hour shift and I haven't had 8 hours of sleep at the bare minimum. So I'm just looking like, man, if you don't get out of here. So when they corrected everything, they were like, well, you got to stay over. I was like, I already figured that that's what it was going to be anyway. Like, you ain't hurting my feelings. I already knew. Like, every time I'm about to go to the top of the rotation list, they always try me. When I say every single time. And that's what used to trip me out about my partner, is that somehow whenever he would go to the top of the rotation list, he would never have to work. And I'm talking about, I've been there for 2 years, y'all. For at least a year and a half of that, he was never pulling overtime. Never. Unless he volunteered it, he was never pulling overtime. He always got his days off. I used to just be like, how? How, Sway? Anyway, so, yeah, after they straightened all that out, I ended up being in my department. But what ended up screwing me was they changed the schedule completely. The side heifer volunteered to come in, okay? She at the bottom of the rotation list. So she volunteered to come in. She ended up going over to the new department. I was supposed to be in the new department, but because they thought that I called off, they ended up switching the whole schedule, and that heifer ended up getting to go over there. Well, come on, Crown Vic. Come on, Crown Vic. Let me stop. Y'all, I used to have a Crown Vic, and I kept hearing something. I was like, what is that? This person had his car raised up off the ground, and he was playing something. I don't know. But anyway, it was a cute color too. So anyway, that ended up screwing me. But essentially, it kind of didn't, because everybody that was working over the new department, including the maintenance man, was like, yeah, it's running like trash over there, and like it was really bad over there. And I was like, oh, okay. Now, my problem was that I was working with an old boy who I'm friends with on the PlayStation Network. That man is trash. Them people called up there all day. Y'all, my head was hurting. My head was really hurting because I already hadn't eaten, and I had to go outside. I have a bag of rice cakes in here. I had to go outside, get my bag of rice cakes, because I was like, I gotta force myself to eat something, because I'm not really trying to eat after I get off, because I'm going to the function. I'm trying to do like I did last time, because I'm not anticipating the purchase of anything. Like, they had all them vendors out there. I was tempted to get something alcoholic, but I was like, I don't need it. I'm not gonna get it. I'm not buying nothing. When my friend got there, she offered to get me stuff. There were men that had been buying them stuff all day, and they were offering to buy me stuff. I was like, no, I'm good. Like, I didn't buy anything there. I had a bottle of water, a half a bottle of water, and the other half of it is still sitting right here. This is what I had yesterday on the way in. All I had was this. I just took one last swig out of it, and since it's really cold, I try to make sure I keep it out of the sun, because I don't play plastic water bottles being exposed to the sun and me drinking afterwards, because that is how poisoning's happening, whether a lot of people realize that or not. I keep water in the trunk, and if it's gonna be up here, it's gonna be hidden under something because the car is cold. So yeah, anyway, but yeah, I had to pull a 12. I was so sick and tired of my spirit. I was so tired. I ain't know whether I was coming or going. Had to deal with that man. You grown. Look, people keep on trying to say little slick stuff like, ooh, y'all make a good couple. No, we would not. I'm not his type, thank goodness. Or at least he doesn't want me to be his type because I'm fat. He wants the bad chicks that he was able to pull back in the day when he had good military money and all of that, right? And so it's a mess. That's all I'm gonna say. People over here talking about something. They trying to act like they don't want you, but they do. And I'm like, baby, I don't like him. Like, I don't like him. His work ethic. And the way that he just be walking and stuff. He be looking like any moment he gonna kill over and die. I'm just like, you got too many free health benefits to be sitting up here going through like you are. And I personally wouldn't use them because unless it's going to be something that's going to be giving me, the alkaline foods and things that I need and the herbs and all that for a really deep discount, I don't want no parts of it. I ain't going to the doctor. I ain't doing all that. If I can heal my own self, that's what I'm going to do. I ain't trying to force nothing on y'all. I'm trying to tell y'all what really works. Even though you can't judge me by what's in this car right now, if I showed y'all this bag, if I showed y'all what I'm about to eat, y'all be like, ma'am. But I'm just saying, I'm going through right now. I'm trying to get my mind right. I'm trying. It's a lot going on right now. So anyway, but yeah, I can't. Them people called up there all day. I just be like, oh my gosh, I'm so sick and tired of these people calling. I'm so sick and tired. Like, and it's an issue that everybody knows about. Even the people downstairs, they even know. And I'm just like, y'all need to help him to understand that this is what he need to remember. How you don't remember to turn your machine on? I'm tired. I'm tired of having to tell you this all day. Then you get frustrated. How you gonna get frustrated with me when you the problem? Y'all can't making my hair hurt just thinking about it. So anyway, had to deal with him all day. Then the last 4 hours of the day, luckily I got to work with the woman who I told y'all at one point in time. She stopped talking to me because the other married guy, he was married at the time, but now the now divorced guy, she liked him. And she saw that he lived for me. And she felt some type of way about it. So she wouldn't talk to me. She had an attitude. And then eventually she caught on that I was not giving him the energy that he was trying to give me. And then she started back talking to me. Just like the other woman who lived for him. And he ain't got the slightest interest in her. I'm just like, whoo, child. So anyway, so I had to work with her for my last 4 hours or whatever. And they screwed her over. Somebody said, look, first of all, this other woman, this is what the problem is. These people had these schedules and don't come to work. I don't understand. This woman was supposed to be there at the start of their shift. She said, I'm going to be late. That ended up screwing her, so she had to stay an extra 2 hours. She only volunteered for 4 hours. She got a child she's trying to get home to. She done took off. She already did her 7th day for Monday and all that. Like, it's too much going on. Everybody tired. It's so many people name on that board talking about 7 day off, 60 hours, all this other stuff. Like, it's too much. I'm so sick and tired, y'all. I'm so sick and tired. They go to Crown Vic, riding back by. I don't know if y'all gonna be able to see it when it roll by. Y'all be able, there you go. Y'all see it. So anyway, y'all see, that's a nice little magenta, cute magenta color. It's really cute to me. Anyway. Oh man, I didn't even realize my car was still on. I don't play that. So anyway, the dude, oh my gosh, wait a minute, tell me why. The young dude who got the 2 kids, I met up with him today. Because like, if I know I'm gonna be out and about, I see if he gonna be available, and if he's not, then it is what it is. So he didn't feel well. His birthday happened some days ago or whatever, and I asked him what he wanted for his birthday. I was like, when you gonna be available so I can take you out to eat? He gonna tell me he don't want nothing to eat. And of course he talking about some sex. I was like, boy, if you don't get out of here, get out my face. But anyway, like, I ignore him. Like, he don't bother me. I ignore him whenever he say little stuff like that. He's very confident that at some point he's going to get a piece. And I'm like, I don't understand where you have gathered this confidence, but go off though. So anyway, met up with him. He had his daughter with him. He went out to go get breakfast this morning. I told him I was going to go and dry my clothes. He was like, all right. Yeah, I'll meet up with you. I was like, okay. And so, you know what I'm saying? He ended up going to get the food, and then he came to see me. And so we talked for a little while. His daughter was getting kind of jealous. I told him, I was like, oh, she upset. She think I'm about to take her daddy away from her, and I'm not. So I don't know why she crying like that. And so she is so cute. Oh my gosh, I can't. So anyway, we talked for a few minutes, and then he went on by his business, and I went and retrieved my clothes, and I went and just got my stuff, got my food, and now I'm here at the house. So earlier in the week, I don't think I told y'all this, I ended up working in the new department, and the guy who is basically T-Pain, we were talking. And he was busy at the time. I'm the type of person, if you busy, I'm not going to bother you. And I was like, I'm not finna disturb, because what he was doing looked very important, and it was. So as soon as I passed him, he was like, hey, Blunda, you can't speak to nobody. Like, he really, I'm so serious. T-Pain. If you know what T-Pain sound like, you hear him, especially when he's like that, you would think he's T-Pain. You'd be like, where T-Pain at? Like, T-Pain. So anyway, I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, I'm not trying to disturb you. I saw that you were busy. He was like, I ain't that busy. This is important, but I ain't that busy, and I'm almost finished. I was like, okay. This man started talking to me, like, he was explaining to me what he was doing, and then eventually he just randomly started asking the most random questions, and I just be like, what in the world? He is so random, like, for real. He asked me, do I remember TGIF? And I was like, yeah. So he was like, oh, okay. Like, it's like he gets excited whenever he figures out that I know something. And I was like, yeah, I remember it. So he was like, oh, okay. So he telling me about his favorite episode, which was a Freddie Jackson episode. He asked me, did I know who sung the song, You Are My Lady? I was like, Freddie Jackson. He was like, oh! So that's how we got on the whole TGIF and all that stuff, because he was telling me about the Freddie Jackson episode and all that. Child. And so, like, okay, we be having a conversation about random stuff. So then tell me why. He was like, you want some candy? And I was like, he be so random. He comes out of nowhere with the most random. I was like, sure. Like, I thought about it. I was like, you already know my situation, because I had already briefly mentioned something about alkaline, but I didn't know if he'd remembered. I was like, I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do right now, and I know we did talk, and I don't remember if you remember this, but I told you that I'm trying to do the alkaline lifestyle again. It was great for me before, but I ain't doing it right now. I'm not doing everything that I should. So, yeah, what kind of candy? So he was like, how you gonna make it seem like you don't trust people, and then in the next breath, you are over here trusting me? So then he was like, do you take candy from strangers? I was like, sometimes. Yeah, and I threw him off. So I'm like, I'm going to give you the same energy you give me. You say the most random stuff sometimes. It'd be so off the wall. I really have to ask these people all the time, is this how he is all the time? This is what y'all got to work with every day? Oh, okay. So, like, he just was continuously talking to me. The same woman who said something the first time was like, oh, don't be disturbing him. She was joking when she said it this time. She was like, don't be disturbing him. He got some important work to do. And he was like, first of all, no, I don't. I'm finished doing this. And she is not disturbing me. And I had to explain to her. I was like, look, I tried to walk past him and not say nothing at all. And he stopped me. So long story short, this man went all the way off after she went on about her business. He told me, if you ever see me anywhere, you better speak. Don't be acting funny, whatever. I was like, no, because I don't remember if I told y'all this or not, because I have done a lot of videos and I haven't even uploaded them because I feel like it would be like a lot of jibber jabber. But they were having a hiring event and he rolled by. I had never seen his vehicle. I didn't know what he drove or none of that, right? So he rolled by. When he rolled the window down, I was like, oh God, no. So he was like, hey, Blunda. I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, why are you doing this? He was like, yeah, I'm going to speak. Whenever I see you, I'm going to speak. I'm like, oh my gosh. And so he made a point to say that whenever I see him, I need to speak, and that he will definitely do the same thing that he did before. Because I was like, well, if you do that, I'm going to do like this. He was like, oh, well, I'm going to make it worse if you do that. I was like, oh my gosh. So we had a good little conversation. He is crazy. That particular day, the side heifer was back there, and I didn't have to have any dealings with her because I made a deal with her cousin. And that ended up working out well for me. It was funny, but yeah. Now that old boy who has the 2 young kids, the young guy, knows that the married man tried me and really is out here trying to make it seem like he and I had sex, he takes every opportunity to say something about it. Like, I jokingly say to him all the time, oh, well, I was trying to link up. I was trying to have my little sneaky link. I was trying to meet up with my little sneaky link. I always say something about a sneaky link, right? Just to be funny. Because he always trying to figure out what I got going on and if somebody getting something that he ain't getting. And I'm like, I'm only saying these things to you, sir, because I know it's riling you up. And you are going to want to know who is getting what you're not getting. And nobody's even doing anything over here. Nothing's happening over here. I'm about to put a detox pearl inside of this. Nobody is allowed to do anything when a detox pearl is on the inside of you. Then even after you take it out, you have to purge. So you still can't do nothing a day or two after that. So it's like, sir, nobody's doing anything over here. There's nothing happening. But yeah, I keep telling him, he don't believe me. He thinks that I do have a sneaky link and he want to know who it is. And I'm like, there really is no sneaky link, sir. So that's been hilarious, but I'm sick and tired of old boy. And he really be talking to me. He really be like, hey now, watch out now. And like he be saying, look, hey, what's going on now? And I be looking at him wanting to cuss him out so bad. I be wanting to go upside his head. I be wanting to kick him in his, you know what, cojones. Ain't that what they call it? I be wanting to kick him. Because it's like, why are you going around trying to make it seem like you and I are having any type of a sexual relationship when I have not so much? I have never allowed you to touch me. You have rolled up on me before. You are the one who rolls up on me. I don't have no dealings with you. I don't know why you be trying to make it seem like we got something going on. Y'all, it be taking everything in me not to go off. Anyway, so last little bit of, little tidbit of what's all been going on. Went to the function yesterday. I had a great time. My friend came. It was awesome. Really, really nice. It wasn't that big of a crowd as it was last time. It was a lot. It was a big sea of people last time. But it was really cold. A lot of people were not going to be here for the people who were there, which is fine. It is what it is because I needed to get out. I needed that. And I really enjoyed myself. It was really cold. So, yeah. I'm mad because this was the one time they actually started on time and I was late because I was trying to finish my hair. Couldn't even do that. Then I almost didn't get a parking space because I'm not finna parallel park. I'm not finna do that. Like, y'all, it's my nerves. It be tearing my nerves up. And then they be driving like crazy around here. And I'm like, baby, I ain't got time. I'm not finna try to correct my parallel parking 500 times in a row before I get it right. I'm not finna do all that in the spot. My head hurt. Y'all need to hurry up and go in here and eat. But anyway, so the headliner, if you will, was Jacquees. Or however you say his name. Jacquees, whatever. I ain't here for him. Do as you do. You are not the king of R&B in my opinion. I ain't never been here for him. Especially after people kept talking about, oh, he's so fine. I'm like, who is this? Because I don't listen to the radio. They told me, somebody played the song for me. I was like, who do that song? I can read your mind, babe. I know what you're thinking. It's alright. It's alright. I don't know why I can't think of the man's name. It's like I want to say Joe, but I can't even, it ain't Joe, it's his face is Avant. I'm like, This man got famous off of an Avant song. He said almost every single thing this man said in the song. This was an Avant song. Like, he got his notoriety from that. I am tired. You're like, y'all was not finna play in my face. What y'all talking about? The women, the young girls was going crazy over him. And I'm like, he ain't no ugly dude, but y'all done went woof. Like that. Tell me why at the beginning of his performance, he took that Suede the Remix God sample. Is this helpful? And he basically had the land of the free, He had that as the beginning of one of his songs or whatever. Child, I cannot. I saw that and I saw the next one, and then I was like, yeah, I was freezing to death, and I ended up just leaving. My friend was on one. She pre-gamed before she got there. Then men were buying her drinks and her mom drinks. They had offered me stuff. I was like, nah, I'm good where I'm at. And she was toe down. I could smell it coming off her. I was like, what in the world? I have never been around her when she has been like that. I was like, wait. So anyway, there was this older guy who kept dancing with her, and she kept coming to me telling me, he said every time that I am beautiful and that he liked me, but I told him I got a boyfriend and all that. Y'all, that was her drunk. I'm just saying. But yeah, it was a lot. And at one point in time, I thought that I was going to have to hold her, not even her hair back, because her hair was slicked back. You know what I'm saying? I thought I was going to have to like continuously pat her on the back because she was going to throw up or something. I didn't know what was going to happen. But she was toe all the way down to the ground a little bit, a lot. Well, it became increasingly worse. I can't be drunk, child. I ain't got time. I cannot do that to me. I can't. Anyway, she had fun. She enjoyed herself. I took a little bit of video. It was so cold that I ain't gonna lie. I think I was so discombobulated because it was so cold that I did not record as much as I normally would record. And that made me mad a little bit. But what I did need to record, I did. I had fun. Rome was there. Woo child. Woo child. That's all I'm gonna say. Y'all know, every time I see your face, it makes me wanna sing. And every time I think about your love, it drives me crazy. Yeah, he was there. I don't know if y'all know this woman. She does this song. If I back it up, what you gonna do? If I put it on you, baby, what you gonna do? And her newest song, Hey, Mr. Sexy Man. Yeah. I actually was kind of shocked they had her because to me, she's more of on the blues side and this is supposed to be about R&B. I don't know. Anyway, they started so early that when I got there at like 4 or 4:10, between 4 and 4:10. She was almost done. When I got out the car, she was finishing If I back it up, what y'all gonna do? Or whatever. I was like, that was the one little song I wanted to hear. And then I was about to ask somebody, has she done Hey Mr. Sexy Man? And one of the other people who had to do the tickets or whatever, who had to scan our tickets and stuff in, she ended up asking around, trying to see, has she performed that? Because she had went and was talking to somebody or something. She had went and did something and came back. And so she didn't know. I'm trying to understand why they started so early. When I went to the last function, before they got to any of the actual performers, they set it off. This time, they was like, nope, the first performance is going to happen at this time. I feel like, unless she only did like 1 or 2 songs before she came back and did Hey Mr. Sexy Man, it had to have been started on time. Them people started at 4. I was like, how dare you? The one time, that's why I like being super early to stuff. And that's why I was so disappointed. Like, why am I late to this? What is going on? I was late. I was like, oh no, normally I'd be super early. But anyway, one time I'm late, they start on time. The DJ set it off, man. The DJ they had, their in-house DJ, you might as well say, she set it off. She was doing so much, what I should have recorded. Oh my gosh, what I should have recorded. She was setting it off. She doesn't seem like the type that would twerk and all that stuff. She got so into them songs as she was DJing towards the end of the function. I was like, everybody was hyping her up. She was doing a lot, and I was here for every single drop of it. It got to the point where everybody made me want to get up and dance. All the music that was being played and all of that, like, they were setting it off with the DJs. Outside of her, it was other DJs that came, and I liked them. They had somebody doing go-go. They got a go-go dude here, and I was like, oh, okay, you were all right. I ain't really here for go-go music like that, but that was all right. But yeah, my friend and her mom got up, and they didn't know how to do the wobble, and I was shocked. I'm like, you know how to do all this other stuff. You was just doing the Cupid shuffle. Like, every other dance they did, my friend knew how to do. Neither one of them knew how to do that. I was like, how y'all know how to do that? So I'm sitting in my chair. I'm like, I'm not getting up. So I kind of started showing her to the left. No, not to the left. I'm over here talking about the Cupid shuffle. After the wobble part. Hey, big girl. You know, when you do that part, you know the little stuff you do. So I'm showing in the chair, like, exactly what you're supposed to do. And so she's mimicking it. But then it was like, they both were like, y'all, get up. Show us how to do it. I'm like, y'all joking, right? Talking about they don't know how to do the wobble. I'm like, I'm not getting up. My booty was doing a lot yesterday. If I wanted something to eat, drink, or ride, anything, I would have got all of that. Yesterday, my booty was doing a lot, and I was like, I'm not getting up. I'm not getting up to do this. Because as soon as I do the jump forward and the jump back, somebody going to get behind me, and I'm going to swing on them. Look, I ain't got time. So anyway, I was like, I'm not getting up. I'm not doing it. And luckily, they changed the song. I was like, somebody please, because I'm not getting up to do nothing. But yeah, the DJ set it off, and I was all the way here for it. They made me want to get up. They played so many great songs. Oh my gosh. They had everybody was engaged. I'm talking about from the youngest to the oldest. Everybody was engaged. It was so hype. I was like, yes, all y'all who wasn't here, sorry for you. You should have came. It was a vibe. It really was. Paul Anthony came back again, but he was there by himself, full force. Okay, y'all know Bow-Legged Lou, and I don't know why I can never think of the other brother's name, but it's three of them, full force, and they've done a lot when it pertains to music. He was there just by himself this time, right? And he brought the same artist that he had last time, which is Fire Cash or Cash Fire, and a new artist. She can sing, but what nobody really, I don't know, they be doing the least here. I'm like, the people y'all need to set it off for, y'all don't, but go off though. That woman was singing now. So she's a new artist too, whatever. So he did a set. He was there to, get off songs that were his songs, and he was actually singing songs that were songs that they wrote. Now, when I saw the unsung episode for Cheryl Pepsi Riley or Full Force or whoever it was for, they described this. And I think I'd forgotten until he started talking about it. So every time he performed a song, before he even did his songs, he was explaining that these were songs that they wrote that they might even not even know that they wrote. So it's a Cheryl Pepsi Riley song, Thanks for My Child. It's a very beautiful song. She has expressed how that song did something to her and all that. Like, it was a very, very personal song. A lot of women who are raising children by themselves and all that stuff, that song really touched them. Very beautiful song. So he did a little bit of that song, and like he did more than like a minute of it. Like, he really did it for like he did almost like the whole song. And I was like, yeah, the people were not engaged. They were not here for that. I was like, man, y'all better put some respect on this song. This song is everything. He gonna do All Cried Out again. I was like, sir, we remember the last time when the woman actually came, Aaliyah from Allure or whatever the folks was. We know you did that. And he did like this Backstreet Boys song. That was the first song he did. And when he got done doing the song, wasn't nobody here for it, right? But he was like, yeah, that song paid the mortgages. How many of y'all don't understand the mortgages? I said, I know that's right. Better put some respect on it. So people don't be understanding for some reason that the money is in writing that song. writing them hit songs. So anyway, the most important thing that I took away was that this man, before he really got into singing like that, he was a social worker. I said, what? I raised up in my chair like, what? You were a social worker? Wait a minute. And that prompted him to actually, because he said he had went to work and the co-worker that he had was like sitting outside crying and found out that her husband had been cheating on her and all this other stuff. And that is what prompted him to write All Cried Out. And I was like, wait a minute for the backstory. But yeah, I was here for that. I was like, not you being a social worker. Wait a minute. But he's nasty. That's another thing I like about him. Let me stop. But he is nasty though. I be here for it. I be on that type of time right there with him. He is so nasty. Y'all excuse me. My stomach hurting because I haven't eaten out. Like I got stabbing pains in my stomach because I haven't eaten. I've gone way too long without eating. I'm gonna get off here soon. I'm sorry, y'all, but I had to tell y'all about what was going on. Switch came, and as I told y'all before, I was worried about who was gonna do the deceased members part. One of the I didn't know if El DeBarge was gonna come and do his brother part or whatever. None of the DeBarges were there. But whoever that man was that was up there doing it, he did a good job. He did a good job considering, because them parts be high. Please come over here and let me whisper something in your ear. I'll say something good to you. And I was like, ooh, we kept getting, I was like, ooh, wait a minute. You've always wanted to hear. So real. I know you won't regret it. So good. I know you won't forget it. There'll never be a better. Like, you got to keep going up there. And you a man with a deep voice. I was like, ooh, child, I can't even get up there. But that was my song. I was like, please do my song. And of course they did. I call your name, girl. And if you don't know that by that, you know it. If you like rap and you heard the Rich Boy song, Rich Boy Selling Crack, throw some D's on that. The little intro that you hear, you know, that's their song. That's a Switch song. I had to tell somebody today they knew Switch, and I had to tell the young dude before he was no longer working at my job. I'm like, you do know Switch. You've heard a Switch song before, you know. And I was like, wait a minute, you don't know nothing about that. Do you love me? Do you want me? Are you gonna call me like you said you would? Is this really your phone number? Is this really your real phone number? And y'all know about Gangsters in the House. No. Listen to the song. That's Switch. But anyway, they did that song. They did other little songs or whatever. It was nice. They did good considering. There were a lot of original group members there of Switch before the El DeBarge part of it came into play. So that was awesome. The person who basically put El DeBarge the DeBarges on so that they can become famous, who is the same person that's credited with being the one who got everybody together as Switch anyway. Oh, excuse me. So I was like, yes, Lord, I'm here for all of that. He was there. Yeah, everybody did a great job. Who else? Like I said, Jacquees was there. He was the last one to go on. And I politely went on to the house when he got to like the third song. Eventually, he eventually did that song I Can't Stand. I just be like, child, please stop. The Avant ripoff wannabe or whatever, child. Anyway, like, do what you do. Continue to make your money. I'm glad that you're out here making money and not, in foolishness most of the time. But I'm just not here for him. I mean, I'm just not here for him. He is not somebody that I would ever be like, ooh, let me go look up a Jacquees song. I just don't care to hear his voice. I just don't. Yeah, there were other people that y'all don't care nothing about like that, but it was nice. It was really nice, and everybody got engaged. But anyway, y'all have a good day. I'll see y'all later. Bye.